Hey guys, here with another episode of Trainer Confidential. So this weekend we had some guest posing that I wanted to throw by you guys. Walker was up there, Keon was up there, Stanimal, and well, let's just bring up pictures. Did you check that out, Donnie?
I haven't really looked at the pics and stuff. I know about the event, but I haven't looked at the pics and stuff. But
Yeah,
they're going to be looking good because they're still fresh from the Olympia. You're still pretty fresh
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Olympia.
So here's Keon right there. There's a point where they all get up and stage at the same time too, but I didn't have that video here. Now he looks a lot different. He's a lot
Yeah,
bigger and a lot fuller.
he is a classic hard loser.
Yes, yes,
Classic hard loser. You know, I mean, his shape is there, but he just looks soft.
yeah,
Is what it is.
yeah.
He's not really
Right.
fat so much. It's just that he's looking soft.
And his face is a lot thicker too.
Oh yeah, he's right. But but yeah, that's it. That's funny because we're gonna be talking a little bit about that a little bit later on and stuff. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
but yeah,
So
he's a classic hard loser, man. But he's looking really good
yeah, he
with the
is.
shape and everything. Yeah.
He is. Yep, our 212 champ. So let's go check out Walker next. Go to Walker. Walker is looking really good. Now I mean, he didn't go to the Olympia, obviously, but he was Olympia ready. He doesn't, he just stays
I think this is
stage ready.
yeah, I think this is it for him. I think that this is about as off season as he gets.
Right? Yeah, it is. It is.
I've
Yeah.
never really seen him, I've never really seen him soft, you know, but yeah.
So yeah, he's not. He doesn't really said if he's going to do the Arnold yet. He kind of said he wasn't, but it could happen.
Yeah, I mean his hamstrings look good.
Yeah, yeah. You can see that one on the left is just a little bit, but it's looking better than the last pictures we've seen though. So
Yeah, I mean to me, I can't tell that he even had an injury to
yeah,
it.
yeah. So yeah, this was the NPC higher Royale.
I one of the things that I did hear about, but I think him and his girlfriend broke up or something.
Oh, well that's never good.
So I don't know how I don't know how he's doing mentally and stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
bodybuilders are
I didn't
people
know that.
too, so but
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
I'm hoping that he's taking that in stride.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. I hope he's all right about that.
Yeah, they seemed like they were pretty cool together and stuff. They seemed like they were melding pretty good, and I was kind of surprised to hear it. But yeah,
So here is Quinton. This guy is enormous.
and see this, yeah, these you can see he's a hard loser.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
He's got the same he's got the same softness that Keon has. As a matter of
Keon,
fact,
yep,
when I
yep.
was competing back in, like this is kind of how I looked a little bit in y'all season too. You can't these guys, cannot get too crazy with the carbs and stuff because I'm telling you, it really packs it on them.
Yeah.
Looks good
So
though.
yeah, I hope so. We're going to be seeing a lot more of him this year. I believe he just got his pro card last year, I believe, or this year.
Mm-hmm.
So because he's kind of a new
Mm-hmm.
face, in bodybuilding at the
Mm-hmm.
moment. But the guy is enormous. And when he was standing next to Nick Walker, he made Nick Walker look tiny. I mean, he's
Wow.
he's
Okay.
over 300
That's
pounds
it's kind of hard to tell right here.
right here. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's
I,
hard to
I
tell
wish
how
I
big they really are.
I wish I had the video because it shows them all. They're all posing together, but I couldn't find it. And that one just
Mm-hmm.
shows the difference. And I want to bring up Stanimal real quick. He was also there, so he's definitely fuller than he was
Here,
at
here,
the.
here, now here's our hard gainer right here.
Yeah, yeah,
This is a hard gainer.
yeah,
This is what I'm talking about right here.
yeah. I hope he takes some rest for the year. Maybe see him later in the next year or something like that. I think he needs to take some rest. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, is he soft? Yes, he's still, but he's not soft like
No, he's
Keon
almost like
and the other
faded.
guy. Yeah,
He's like faded a little bit. But I don't know what he generally looks like in the off season because he gets pretty
yeah,
shredded. I mean, he's
yeah. He's holding water. Clearly, he's holding water. That the carbs are up and stuff, but
yeah.
his fat is still. I would say he's probably still in single digits.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure he is. Yeah. Okay, next I want to bring up is some more sad news. We seem to have this a lot in
Yeah,
bodybuilding. We have another death. Shaun Davis here, Dinosaur Davis. So he
right.
died a couple days ago. Uh, I
And he
believe
was
he had some kidney issues and he retired as a bodybuilder years
right.
ago. And
And from what I hear, he had that kidney transplant. He had a kidney transplant about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, or something like that. I was
yeah,
listening to Dave, so he's had it for a while. So
yeah, that's right. And the news when I got it from RX Muscle, he didn't really know how he died at the moment, but they probably do now. But that sucks. It's always bad news. So Shaun the Dinosaur Davis, rest in peace. And you say he wasn't an IFBB, he was
no, he's a NABA.
okay, okay.
He was a NABA pro. Well, he when Dennis James competed in the NABA Mr. Universe, I believe it was '98 or something like that. He placed second to this guy here,
Okay.
Shaun. So that's saying something, I mean,
Yeah, it is.
if
Yeah.
you're taking out Dennis
Yeah.
James, that's saying something there. So
Yeah, Dennis James, that's for sure. Yeah. So that sucks. I hope we don't have any more news like that soon or this year. But the next thing I want to throw up a little
yeah,
bit of positive stuff here is Samson. He got a contract with these guys, Redline specialty cars in the UK, and they gave him this car, which is awesome.
wow,
Yeah, look at this thing. That is just awesome.
wow,
He's making out like a bandit this year. I mean, he's made a bunch of money from shows. He's got
yeah,
a
yeah. It's a bumper year for him.
yeah, yeah,
It's a bumper year for him, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah. He's grinning ear to ear.
But eventually, he's going to have to get that title.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, let's just talk about the Arnold real quick. So, who's really a threat in the Arnold for him? If Nick Walker doesn't show up, and we know Lunsford,
Hardy.
yes, but we don't know if he's going to show up. Now, he should
Right.
show up. Though. He should.
I'm just saying if he shows up.
That's the only threat, right?
If Hardy does not show up, and I'm pretty sure, um, 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 the winner, Miss Olympia,
Lunsford.
Lunsford's not going to show up.
No, he's not going to do it. No.
Lunsford's not going to show up. Hardy was that's word that's out there that he might show up, and if Hardy shows up, then that'll kind of make it worse because him and Samson are going to be at it again. So
Yeah, and I like that idea.
I mean,
that would be one hell of a show.
You talk about second and third. So yeah, that's a pretty good matchup and stuff.
So Horse MD also got a special invite to the Arnold, so he's going to be there too. He was
really?
yeah. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. He's not gonna. I mean, he's definitely not got the size to beat Samson, but that guy gets shredded. He's got a lot of potential. I'm not sure why they call him Horse MD. Maybe he's a doctor. Maybe he's a doctor. I'm not sure, but I like the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's gonna be at the Arnold. So yeah, so that's cool. I want to see more of him. I believe he's from the UK too. So he's up there somewhere, but so yeah, let's talk about what the video that you watched.
So yeah, it was called Fat Loss SOS, and I think I want to start with because I was listening to an interview and it was Jack, and he was talking about he's gonna try to do a full off season, and he was talking about his present diet. And I was just really amazed. No, I wasn't really amazed. I wasn't really that surprised because you've been hearing me think this thing. He needs to get bigger. He needs to get bigger. He needs to fill out. He needs to fill out. He needs to fill out. And I can see why he's not filling out right now because he was eating like 3 meals a day, and he's not going through that protocol to really put some size on, and Ryan will tell you, he look, I put away a lot of food, and this guy, he reminds me of Ronnie before Flex Wheeler got him on the program. He's gotta fill out some more, and he's got to change that diet. He can't fill out, and that's something I think he talked about, is that he's not he's his carbs aren't really that high. He stays pretty
Crazy.
lean all the time. It's because of his diet, and that's fine and dandy. But now he's got to grow. So I'm thinking, that's what they're gonna
Well,
that's
I'm
what they're gonna need to
curious
do. He needs to
with
jack those
Psycho
carbs up.
with his trainers and his dietitian. How I mean, he's got with the technician, right? That's his.
I think he needs to probably get with Milos or somebody to
Yeah,
Jay took a lot of carbs in, so and I'm not saying that his metabolism is like Jay's, but clearly he's got to fill out some more,
yeah. Now, I mean,
and
knowing that though, what is he going to look like in a year if he gets, eats 6 meals a day? You know what I mean?
right, if he
His aesthetics.
jack those carbs, get the insulin up,
Yeah,
and start growing. He needs to put on a little bit, more. I would say at least a good 10-15 pounds, and he can do it.
yeah.
His structure, he can do it. He's not tapped out like Hardy is.
No,
You see what I'm saying? Hardy can't really get any bigger, and Derek can't get that much bigger neither, because he'll start blocking out. You know what I mean? So, but Jack's got plenty of vertical space to fill
yeah,
out,
he does. Yeah,
and I think that's what he really needs to do.
huh? So, were they big meals? Like, did he
And,
say what
he
his
he, he, he didn't
protein
really
was and stuff?
he didn't really elaborate. But the thing about it is this: the way he's eating now is not conducive to putting on more size.
No.
Yeah, sure. He can probably maintain what he has, and he's staying lean, and that's good. But he's got to fill out that space a little bit more.
Man, that's
That's
actually
that.
I didn't watch that full video. I want to go back and watch it now. But to me, because I'm a big fan of Andrew Jack. I love his physique. Him and Samson those are the physiques I like. And if
Yeah.
you add that into the mix and you throw some more food in there, what is he going to look like? I mean,
And see, and that yeah, you're right, and that's what brings up the next subject here, because like I said, I listened to a lot of these influencers and stuff, and this one particular one, he was critiquing Eddie Adu, and Eddie Adu he's an IFBB pro. He's fairly decent IFBB pro. He's pretty good, and he was making the statements that he was making about about sugar consumption. Basically, he's saying, eating sugar is bad. You shouldn't be eating sugar. The whole nine, it causes insulin resistance and yada 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 yada. And then the influencer that was critiquing him says, "Well, they're not necessarily true, because you got like fruit, for instance. You just got a lot of fiber, vitamins, minerals, whole 9 yards." And they seemed like they were just both generalizing. They were making general statements, and I just had to chime in a little bit, and it's like, well, I think that depends on the person. You know what I mean?
fully depends on the person.
I mean, you got hard gainers and you got hard losers. Now let's just take a look at hard gainers. You know, you need insulin to grow. And
Yeah.
the thing about it is this: not producing a lot of insulin. Now unless you decide you want to go ahead and take insulin, but you got to get your insulin levels up. The way you get your insulin levels to get your carb levels up. You have to
Yeah,
do
you have
that.
to, yeah, you
You
have
know,
to you have to raise
and that's sugar, the whole 9 yards. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. I'm not talking like in a health standpoint, but even in the health standpoint, hard gainers, they can get away with a lot more and stuff. Whereas hard losers, then I would go a little bit more towards Eddie Adu. I mean, hard losers like myself, we produce a lot of insulin, and if I get crazy with carbs, dude, I'll blow past 230, 240 like it's nothing.
yeah.
And it's in it, and it shows. You just get really, really, really
I'm the
soft.
exact opposite.
Yeah, and you are the exact opposite. So the thing is some of these influencers, they're making these general statements
Mhm.
that kind of apply to everybody, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't apply to everybody,
No, it
you
doesn't.
know. And it is anyone in between. Anyone in between. You gotta, as a any prep coach will tell you, you gotta take a look at this individual, and you may start somewhere in the middle, then see which way they go.
Sure.
They're going to
Yeah.
go high
Yeah.
carbs, or they're going to go low carbs. That's how you're going
Yeah.
to do it. But
Yeah.
it was interesting to listen to that, though.
That's crazy.
And then listening to Jack, what he was talking about, you can, you know, Jack needs more carbs.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
I
And
don't know if he's taking.
he
I
can
don't know. I
handle it
don't.
too.
Apparently, he can't be taking insulin. You know.
Not if he's taking any carbs, not taking any carbs in really.
Yeah, I mean, because what would be the point?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Insulin has to do with how many carbs you have in there. It's literally not how much insulin, it's how many carbs.
right,
you
right,
know,
right. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting and stuff. I had to put my 2 cents in on that
yeah.
and stuff.
Boy.
And then sitting back and listening to Jack, it's like, goodness gracious, he would not, you would not want to do that with him. Now, general population, and one of these say, if your calories are below maintenance, I don't care if you're a hard gainer or a hard loser. Let's just stick with the hard losers. But if you're a hard loser and your calories are below maintenance, you know, let's say below maintenance is, let's say average is like 2,000 calories, and let's say this person running around about 1,700, you
Mhm.
know, it's really not going to matter that much,
No. No.
because you're below you're below maintenance. You're going to burn it up. There's not going to be anything left. So regardless
Especially
whether it's sugar or not, what I mean,
especially if it's around your workout or something like that.
right, yeah, absolutely. So
Because
it's just things. It just didn't seem like they were really thinking about this critically. You know what I mean? They just
well,
made these blanket statements and stuff. So
there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of misinformation, obviously, especially nowadays. Uh, yeah, I mean, and it sucks for people that are really trying to learn and looking up to somebody. Don't
that's true.
I mean,
That is true.
I like this guy a lot. I'm watching him. I like everything he does, and he's showing me everything wrong. Well, it's not that it's wrong. It might work for him,
Right. Yeah,
but it don't
that's
work for
that's what
you.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You
yeah,
know, and you get some of these guys and gals out there. Yeah, it works for you, but it may not necessarily work for everybody. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
just don't see there's a blanket package for everybody. It just
So,
doesn't work.
so as a trainer, I mean, I know what you've done with me and stuff, in my training and stuff like that. But you get a new client in there. He wants to compete in bodybuilding. How do you base your, because you're obviously not going to know what his diet's going to be and what his calories are going to be right off the bat. So you got to figure that out. Where do you where's your middle ground? Do you kind of look at the physique, like whether they're
Yeah, I get
mesomorph?
it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I got to see. First of all, how long have they been training on their own and stuff? Because that's going to give you a little bit of idea of how well they know their own bodies. You know what I mean? A person just started,
Sure.
or a person, they may never have competed before, but they've been training for like 4, 5, 6 years. So, they know their bodies fairly well. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of feedback, from them. I'll take a look at them at the point I can kind of get an idea whether they're a hard gainer or a hard loser, you know, and then pretty much go from there. I like to start in the middle, you know what I mean? Very generic,
Yeah.
and then see how that scale starts to
How
tip
this
as we get
goes.
going and stuff, and then we make those adjustments there. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it in a nutshell.
Yeah, because I mean, what last prep I did, you pretty much had me perfect. I don't think that you might have added a half a cup of rice at one point, but I mean, you had it on the dot
Mhm.
for my weight drops and stuff. But yet, a couple preps before, I mean, I wanted to get a shirt that says 2 more cups of rice because 2 more cups of rice.
Yeah, and that's part of kind of finding, kind of discovering yourself. I mean, we first got started, it was your first show. I had a general idea. Yes, you're a hard gainer. So yeah, your carbs are gonna, even towards the end, they're still gonna be higher than people that
Yours
aren't
would,
gainers,
something like
so
that. Yeah,
aren't losers. Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah.
Hell, my carbs are probably higher than your off-season carbs, weren't they?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, well, especially now, I'm sitting back and I'm waiting for the schedule, the IFBB schedule to come out for next year and stuff. So, I'm kind of, and the elbow is you see the scar? Can you see the
Yeah,
scar?
yeah,
You see it? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. How is that? How is it? You know, so you've been raising your weight, you've been training your arms lately, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know the doc was like, when I went in, they were like, so, how's that brace? I was like, the brace, I haven't had the brace on since, So, when they palpitated everything and stuff, and I told him, hey, look, I am training, I'm not training with the working loads that I normally train at, but I am training. He's like, dude, where you are, we weren't expecting this for about another, 4 to 6 months,
Wow.
So, but that's our 51 years of training, and your body tears down and repairs itself, and it tears down and repairs itself, and it repairs itself. It's doing this, week in and week out. So when something like this happens, your body just
Yeah.
starts repairing.
Business
Yeah,
as usual.
yeah, that's all it is. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that was a heck of a tricep workout he
Yeah.
had, but let's get it going.
That
So yeah,
you're right about that too. I never thought of it that way, but I mean, yeah, we're repairing ourselves every day,
yeah,
being a
and
bodybuilder all the time.
and the
And
only thing I'm doing right now, I'm doing my training. I train the way I always train, using the same exercises, using the same counts. I'm just not using the same amount of weight.
yeah,
It's so I'm just going through them and then pick it up a little bit and a little bit of time. Just take what my body gives me, and just go that way.
but you're still
You
catching a
know
pump
what I
too, though,
mean?
huh?
Yeah, now I'm finally starting to get a pump. Remember
Mhm.
now, I think the first couple I did cardio afterwards to make up for the lack of intensity.
Mhm.
But this last week, I broke a sweat. It was like, wow, I'm
Nice.
sweating.
That is awesome.
I broke a sweat. So that's like, yeah, wow, man,
So what
goodness
you're like
gracious.
about five weeks, right? Is it about 4 or 5
It
weeks?
was 7 weeks.
7 weeks. Jeez,
7 weeks. It was 7 weeks.
that is crazy. You're
7 weeks. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I was able to do my complete tricep, workout and stuff, But I like on the Smith, I put quite a few plates, but I'm able to do a 45-pound plate. So,
nice.
that was pretty good before. I couldn't even do the bar,
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. That
So
was
now
probably a
45
bad one
pounds.
right there in itself, huh? The
At first,
that,
it was that I think it was the second it was the third week, and I was this when I was just using the bar. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's all I could do because I couldn't really brush my hair or anything like that. I couldn't move that elbow.
Oh wow,
Mm.
that is crazy. You're
But
healed so
now,
quick.
like I said, yeah, and it's one of the benefits that we have that we hope we never have to use. But it's one of the benefits that we have when for weight training, we recover very, very, very quickly.
Yeah,
In situations like this, we recover faster than average people do.
yeah. Well, it's like my
It is what
rotator
it
cuff.
is.
I tore my rotator cuff, and it's been about, I think this is the fourth week, and my loads are already going up. I'm already,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't missed a beat about it. Now it got to the point where my right arm wasn't able to push any kind of weight. Like, I mean,
Right.
80, I couldn't hardly do the 80-pound dumbbells on the shoulder press. But now I haven't done shoulder press lately. I've just been doing a lot of lateral raises, but I'm getting my shoulder exercise, and my for whatever
Right. Right.
reason, my curls, bicep curls, I had no strength there too. That's all coming up, and so that's awesome. So it's starting to heal, and I don't,
You just take what your body gives you, and
yeah,
and that's my advice for Gen Pops. Anybody that's been injured, and you're coming back and stuff, just take what the body gives you.
yeah,
You don't have to push it, but you take what your body gives you, and each week it's going to give you a little something more. You take it, and you just keep going that way.
yeah. And I think just like with an injury too, just moving the blood around in the area. So by
Right.
by doing your tricep exercise, just getting the
Yes.
blood in there and carrying all the stuff in there that's going to heal you. You know what I mean?
And in those recovery mechanisms start kicking in.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a win-win, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. So really, I mean, this injury for you was just a small little hiccup.
Oh, we'll see.
Well, we were kind of
Well,
worried that it was going to be a big hiccup, and
right. I like I said, I'm definitely gonna. I definitely have plans to do the Masters Worlds
Mhm.
again next year. I
Mhm.
think I got it. I think it happened like 2 weeks out or something like that.
Yep, you're 2 weeks out.
It kind of threw me off a little bit and stuff. So, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can hit that Worlds again, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Well, you haven't lost any size in your arm that I can tell. So,
So yeah,
you haven't lost
I'm
any
at
size.
this. Right, you're right. There isn't a lot of I think when I tore my meniscus and my quad, there was a lot of disparity in my
Yeah.
quad size. And I don't say which quad it was, but yeah, at that point I was thinking about I think it's about time for me to retire. But we did a lot of rehab on it and stuff. And it came around pretty good to the point where you can barely notice it. And competing at where I'm at now in the Masters division, high Masters. I mean, nobody's going to be perfect. So
No. And a lot of those guys too, they're not going to have the legs. They're not going to have the wheels because we get older. It kind of goes from you kind of
yeah, they
lose
say
your.
the first thing that goes is your wheels.
Yeah. And here you're up on stage,
And
and I know I've seen at least two of your shows where the commentators like, look at those guys, look at that guy's legs, so
yeah,
because that's one of your strong suits. So, I mean, if you
yeah.
were to say that I had, I had a bunch of atrophy there from a torn meniscus, it's almost hard to believe. You know
Mm-hmm,
what I mean? You can't tell.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, so yeah, so that's cool. Well, I think that's all we got for tonight. You got anything else?
That's it, my friend.
All right. We thank you guys for watching. You guys got any input? Tell us about your injuries or questions about injuries. Donnie has been doing this forever. If I get hurt, first thing I do is go talk to Donnie about it. Just, and if anything, the big thing is, we're bodybuilders. We can always train around it. Always. Unless you can't walk or something like that. We can generally train around it. But what happens is your mindset, and we don't want to get to
Right.
the point where we can't do it and you're just, the depression comes in because we need this. So
So the way I like to describe it, it's like if you get injured, it's like a football team. If you're starting running back, the ways that the exercise that you like to do, those are your starters. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
And now you can't do those anymore. Now you got to go to your backup players. You know what I mean? You
exactly.
got these
Yes.
you got
Yeah.
these alternative exercises that you can do, and it's just to kind of hold you off until you get back and you can get your starting players back in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And really start hitting it and stuff. You know
I
what I
like how
mean?
you say that.
But it's like, yeah, it's like you're doing you may be doing like I don't know, maybe some arm curls on a certain machine, whereas you'd like to do barbell curls and because it's hitting you a certain way, but it's not your starter though,
No.
you
Yeah.
know. And that's what I was going through the last couple of weeks and stuff. You know what I mean? Last couple of weeks before a game, and then you lose your starting quarterback and stuff. And now
Oof.
you got to make some alterations and stuff, getting ready for the shows, and it sucks,
Yeah.
but it happens.
It happens.
It
Yeah.
happens.
I think we've
Yeah.
all been hurt. I mean, so, well, look at Bumstead. He, he had like a torn bicep. He's got what does he have? He has a disease too. Autoimmune, I think it is. The guy's he's had a
Uh-huh.
lot of messed up things happen. And
Yeah,
he's just Bumstead.
the more you learn about him and stuff, the more you gotta respect him and admire him and stuff. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he didn't come out with telegraphing all these adversities that he had. No, he just did
Yeah.
it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And as
Totally.
time goes on, as we learn more and more about him, now we're finding out, hey, look, X, Y, and Z, he's got all this stuff going on too.
Yeah. That's
So
the other thing.
wow.
We don't like to say when we have an injury either, do we? You know what I mean? A lot of times they don't want to say it. They say it if they
Yeah,
absolutely have to, but
yeah,
because that's how we
yeah.
are. All right, man. Thank you guys
Yep.
for watching. I'll see you later this week. And like and subscribe. I hope you guys like what we're putting out.
Like and subscribe.
Have a good night. Good week.